Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 22nd of October, 2025. We'll start looking at synoptic. Yesterday at lunchtime to begin with, we can see the low pressure centre just to the north, Scotland there, bringing with it very unsettled weather, a lot of weakening and quite established occluded fronts passing through. And by midnight, that has moved on. Certainly, the fronts have weakened, and we can see down to the south we've got another low here, just sort of west of the Bay of Biscay, and another fairly established one out to the west. By midday today, you can see we've actually got an area of quite clear air within all these low pressures. So it should be, aside from some low cloud to begin with, quite a pleasant day, or certainly more pleasant day than we have seen in the past few days. But looking overnight, that low to the south starts to move up into the channel, bringing with it some quite unsettled frontal activity and strong winds by tomorrow lunchtime. So reasonable day today, not so reasonable tomorrow, and hopefully a better outlook going forward. The sat pic, we just get back to the current picture, see quite a lot of cloud over the south of England here. Patchy in places, so it's starting to break up, but it is a fairly low base at the moment. Rain radar, very little to discuss, a little bit up to towards Wales there, but no showers that are in our area. And looking at the Met Office prediction, nothing that's going to affect us today. Maybe a very occasional light shower, but we could see evidence of that other low pressure to the south coming in later on this afternoon. And by about 6:30 this evening, we can expect it to be quite wet indeed. Odium, TAF for today, showing 240 degrees, 4 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers with few clouds at 4,500 feet. There's a prob 30 for this morning of 500 meter vis, or 500 meter base and fog. And a prob 40 between also this morning of 6,000 meter visibility and mist scattered at 400 feet. Suggesting that between 12 and 1 o'clock it's going to become scattered at 900 feet. And there's a Prop 13 as well later on from about lunchtime onwards is scattered at 1,600 feet. So that would indicate to us minimal activity for us this morning and possibly a window this afternoon. Farnborough, fairly similar, 240 degrees, 5 knots. Again, that light southwesterly, visibility greater than 10 kilometers. And early hours of this morning, 4,000 meters visibility and mist with a Prop 30 of some fog early on this morning. That's mostly burned off by now, suggesting that later on, 7,000 meter visibility. This is sort of early afternoon with showers broken at 1,400 feet. So I think they'll probably be flyable mid to late morning, but not particularly high cloud base, and that can be expected to rise throughout the day. Looking for our spot winds. To the south there's 220 degrees, 10 knots at 2,000 feet, and the north 230 degrees at 5. So it's a very light southwesterly. On the ground, similar trend there, light south or even west southwesterly flowed across the airfield, and therefore we'll be operating at runway 27 today. You can see looking at the local Met Office forecast, wind speeds of between 3 and 4 knots, becoming more southerly as the day goes on, eventually becoming southeasterly as we get that rain arriving. Real visibility, quite high humidity as well. Temperature probably 13 degrees in the warmest part of the day today with a dew point of 8. And we're up to 8.7 degrees locally now with a dew point of 7. So that was the webcam about 10 minutes ago. If we just refresh that, see it's actually filled in a little bit as well, with some low cloud touching the trees out to the west and a little bit of mist. So we'll keep monitoring that. Hopefully it does move up. This lack of wind is not moving up quite as quickly as we'd like. But looking at the point forecast here on SkySight, does imply mid to late morning a rise in that cloud base, certainly above 1,000 feet, which would be good for us. It just depends whether or not we actually get there on time. It also indicates a little bit of potential soaring in the afternoon, thermal up to 1,500, maybe even 2,000 feet. But I wouldn't take a great deal of notice of that. That sort of indicates buoyancy in the air more than anything else. And if there was to be anything soarable, then that would be a bonus. Top Meteo, looking at what they suspect the cloud is going to do, you can see from 9 o'clock, we fairly established cloud below 1,000 feet in our area. But as we run it through, actually by about 10:30, 11 o'clock, it shows that it's becoming fairly solid there, with sub 500 foot cloud, and then breaking up into the early to mid afternoon, with some lingering low level cloud as well. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens. No TAMS based on that forecast, very little to discuss there. Bri's not one of got, and there's a reason to have got some parachute dropping this afternoon, although I suspect with that cloud it's unlikely they'll go ahead with that, and nothing to concern us locally. Move on now to glider bookings. No instructing slots today, just one case, only one for the casual list and a K13 for trial lessons, although we'll probably scrub those trial lessons. Plenty of single-seater availability and 3 on the casual list with 1 instructor. The simulator, to my knowledge, is available as normal, which may be very useful this morning. And we have nothing to report today as far as movements are concerned. Reminder that we are now operating SPL rules. If you have any questions as an instructor or student or license holder, please do come and find me. I'll be in the office most of the day. And in summary, we've got low pressure remaining dominant, but a section of clearer air today between passing fronts. We'll have a light southwesterly flow across the airfields and therefore be operating runway 27 with cables on the grass to the south. If the grass was waterlogged, we would be reverting to winter ops, but think it's got enough, it's dry enough for the moment, but it won't need a huge amount more rain to get us operating fully on the runway. A reminder, please, instructors, not brief up front to the queue, not that that's particularly relevant today. And of course, do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown in red. There's our airfield set up to finish, winching from the south and of the main runway and air towing hard. That's all from me this morning. Have a good day if we can get flying. See you shortly. Let's keep it safe. Thank you.